Decision 2010 is just more than 3 weeks away, and the argument between two of the candidates for the U.S. Congress keeps getting more pointed.
24-hour News 8 political reporter Rick Albin here now with more on that. Right?
Yeah, for weeks we've been documenting this feud between Justin Amash and Pat Miles, both running for the 3rd Congressional District. Miles accuses Amash of owning a manufacturing company in China. Amash denies it. It boiled over on Sundays to the point and continued today.
He's made repeated false statements, and the most recent one was he said, I have a factory in China. And we have made the statement many times that I have an investment in a company in China. It's not a factory. It doesn't manufacture anything. Mr. Miles has known my family for many years, and he knows that. And at the same time, he has well over $100,000 in investments in foreign companies, including China, including the Bank of China, which is the bank that's involved in the currency manipulation that he's constantly complaining about.
I do not have over $100,000 invested in China. That is absurd. I have a mutual fund that's an American-based mutual fund that less than 2% of that fund is allocated to the Bank of China. So I have around $1,000 invested in the Bank of China through a mutual fund that frankly I wasn't even aware it was in that fund because it's not one of the top holdings at all. So to say that is absurd.
This war of words has gone from Miles accusing Amash of having a manufacturing company in China to Amash accusing Miles of having investments in the Bank of China. Amash says he does own a part of a company in China, but he says it does not manufacture anything. Miles says he did have a small holding in the Bank of China through a mutual fund, but that is in the past tense.
I'm announcing today that I have sold my 2 mutual funds which had holdings which included the Bank of China. My investment in those mutual funds that included the Bank of China, the Bank of China constituted less than $2,000 of my entire holdings. I'm calling on my opponent, Justin Amash, to sell his ownership interest in Dynamic Source International, which is a Chinese company based in Hangzhou, China, which employs at least 25 people.
That was Miles at a media availability earlier today. Amash had his own news conference, but he wouldn't answer our questions about Miles' call to divest himself of his China holdings, nor would he respond with a statement. A spokesman told me, quoting, Justin isn't available to comment today, end quote, but that spokesman did offer up his own comment that said, in part, even if Pat Miles sells his entire $165,000 to $400,000 in funds that invest heavily in foreign countries, it doesn't change his hypocritical attacks. The election is 3 weeks from tomorrow, and we will be here with most comprehensive coverage right through November, perhaps more importantly, beyond that.
All right. Thank you, Rick.